What is going on, Stage family? Hope you all have an amazing day so far. Today, what we're going to be talking about is how do we maintain our weight loss results. So, once you finally lost the weight, how do you actually maintain it? Now, as always, if you have any questions as I'm going about here, just drop them down below in the comments. But other than that, let's dive into it. So, I have four specific notes I want to talk to you all about today. And I'm going to assume with these four specific notes that the way you lost this weight was the right way and a lifestyle approach that we teach and we preach here. And if not, I'll explain, the reason why it's so important to do so. Okay, so how do we maintain the weight once we finally lost it? So on your weight loss journey, I assume if you're hitting this point, then you've done it the right way, which means you've built the habits in place, that you did it in a sustainable way where you weren't restricting yourself like crazy. You're just dropping the calories down, being consistent, doing something sustainable for yourself. That's what I'm going to explain. The reason why it is so important to do that is because in order to lose and keep weight off, you got to put the reps and steps in order to actually get to that point where you can keep it off. And let me explain. Is like I want you to imagine it, like there's a staircase, right? And at the top of the staircase is where you are with the weight loss, and you can maintain it. You lost 30 pounds, your tummy's toned, you feel amazing, your body, you're off the blood pressure pills, life is great. But in order to get to that top, we have to climb the stairs. Okay. And what happens when you crash diet and when you lose weight in a approach that is not necessarily sustainable for you, what happens is that you're almost like jumping to the top of the staircase. And what happens there is that you've never learned how to actually walk up the steps. So it's so easy for you to fall down and then not be able to get back up because you never actually walked the steps in the first place. You just jumped. Okay. You tried to cheat the system almost in a way to get there as soon as possible. And that's fine. It's just it won't be sustainable. And the reasons why is because in order to actually lose and maintain those results once you finally get there, you have to go through the steps because you have to learn how to do it. You have to learn how to keep it off. You have to learn how to lose weight in the first place. And most importantly, build the proper habits in place to be able to maintain it. Okay. Because ultimately, weight loss, it's not about just following a diet, okay? It's about building an actual lifestyle behind it. What I mean by that is like a solid routine that you stick to, a solid mindset that keeps you on track, one that doesn't allow emotions to affect you or hold you back when it comes to your weight loss journey. So all these steps are essential when it comes to being able to keep the weight off. And that's why you got to climb up the stairs and you can't jump up to the top and expect to stay there because without the proper steps in place, you'll lose it. Okay. Another example to give you all is like it's the same things in all of our areas of life. Like another thing is it's a fact that most people who win the lottery, I think it's like over 80% of them become like bankrupt or broke after a few years later. And the reason why is because just because they got all the money doesn't mean they know how to maintain it and use it properly. Therefore, they're going to end up going back to their other habits. And if they were broke before, well, then odds are they're going to end up broke again, even though they have a bunch of money coming in. It's just because of their habits and their beliefs and how they treat their money and what they do with it. So therefore, they're going to end up right back in the same place. Same thing with weight loss. If you have the mindset, if your mindset is not in the right place, your beliefs about it, your habits are not in the right place as well, then once you lose that weight, you can follow any crazy kind of diet. But once you lose that weight, if you don't have those in place, it comes right back, and the cycle will keep going and going and going, and it actually just gets worse over time. So I'm going to assume that you did the weight loss the right way, though, and then we're going to break that down on how we actually maintain it. Okay, so number one is calories. So we can say like nutrition in general. And what do we do here? So you could, I mean, I don't recommend you do this because like you could take your calories and put them right back to what you think your maintenance was. I don't recommend that because number one, your maintenance calories are probably different now after being in a calorie deficit so long. Number two is that you might see a random fluctuation on the scale and it might cause you to panic and then, not know exactly what to do after that. So I would recommend what you do is slowly bring your calories back up. And what I mean by that is like add on maybe 200 calories or so per week on your day-to-day eating. And that's going to allow you to slowly build those calories up, get your metabolism back to where it was, and then find also that sweet spot as well. So you know that if you're losing about a pound a week, then that's probably about 500 calories that you're burning extra per day. So if you add on 200 calories extra, you're probably still going to burn about zero point 0.5 pounds that week, but that's a good insight to know. Okay, so remember, 500 calories deficit a day will cause you to burn 1 pound per week. Okay, so add on 200 calories, do that for a week, and then the next week, add on another 200 calories. The next week, add on another 200 calories. Do it all the way until you find that your body is not losing weight anymore and you're maintaining the weight. And now, remember, you might see a slight fluctuation at first on the scale, and it's nothing to worry about. I always say give it the 3 to 4 weeks once you hit your maintenance, and that will really tell you kind of where you're at when it comes to your calories. So after 3 to 4 weeks, if you're still gaining weight after you put your calories back to maintenance, you might want to cut back some more just in case. Okay. So that's number one, is bring your calories back to maintenance. Maintenance, everyone, what that means is, like, let's say your BMR, so your basal metabolic rate, so your metabolism, how much calories you're burning on a day-to-day basis. That's when you, let's say, I'm just going to make it really easy for you. So let's just say, like, you do burn 2,000 a day, right? Well, let's say you're eating 1,500 calories a day. You just bring that back up to 2,000 eventually over time. And that's what's called getting it back to maintenance. Okay. There you won't lose weight. So the next thing, so yeah, again, expect a slight bump in the weight if you do it too fast. Just what to expect, just so you're not panicking. The next thing that you could do here to help yourself out, so if you're not tracking your calories, or if you weren't doing any kind of meal prepping or planning before when you were losing the weight, then when you do bring your calories back up to maintenance, I mean, you could try like a calorie counter online on Google and stuff. You could try all the formulas and everything and try to get a good grip of kind of where you're at there. But it's all about just testing and seeing where your body is, because everyone's different, right? Everyone has a different age, different body type, different metabolism, different health issues. Everyone is different muscle mass in your body, so everything is so different. So it's best to just test it out yourself. Now, what I would do here, though, when it comes to trying to get my calories back up, so what I personally do is, like, just like our clients, like, we all give them a custom nutrition planning with everything filled out and whatnot as they go. And I have one of those for myself as well. And all I would do is I just go into my system and I would just add in the calories back up to what I want to get to my goal, and then just add that into my diet. When I meal prep my meals, I just add in those extra calories, get the calories back up to normal, and I'm fine again. So that's why it's important that you do have some sort of, like, and that's why I said lose weight the right way, as in, like, having some sort of structure. Okay, so either if you're counting your calories, you're meal prepping, your whatever works for you, whatever routine is going to be sustainable for you, definitely do it. And planning and prepping helps tremendously. Okay, it's way better than just playing the guessing game. So that's why, if I assume you are doing that, then all you got to do is go into those calories and adjust it. Just add in the calories back. Now, you might ask, Hayden, well, what do I add in? Do I add in just overall calories? Do I add in fat, protein, carbs? Just balance it out. Just balance it out. Like, there's no one size fits all perfect way to lose weight in the first place, but also with our macros and everything, I always say just average 30% goal, like, is a decent goal. That's a higher amount of protein to take in, so it'll help you tremendously with weight loss. And then when it comes to, like, low carb or low fat, everybody's kind of reacts differently when it comes to that. So you just kind of have to test and see what you like and see what's sustainable for you as well. I know for me, like, I'd never give up carbs. So the next thing is continue with your routine and what you've been doing. So with the food side of things, keep tracking. Okay, either if you're counting calories, whatever it may be, like meal prepping, meal planning your meals, whatever it may be, keep tracking. Okay, keep doing the routine you're doing. And if you do the weight loss the right way, then you're going to enjoy the routine. So you're going to want to keep doing the routine. One thing we must cut out when it comes to weight loss is the idea of, like, if I just do this now, I don't have to do this later. And the reason why is because when it comes to weight loss, you want to lose the weight permanently, right? So you have to keep doing this now and later as well to keep and maintain the results, okay? Because a lot of people, what they think they got to do is they got to follow a diet, they got to follow a plan or a program or something like that. They'll stick to it for 4 months or so, lose the weight, and then they can go right back to their old lifestyle. What I always tell people on my calls and when I bring on clients and stuff is, like, hey, okay, so do you eat on the weekends? Do you drink? Whatever it may be. If so, don't cut that out, okay? Don't try to cut that out with me, because I know and you know realistically that 5 months down the line after you're done working with me, you're probably going to end up eating out. You're probably going to have a drink here and there. So it's best to just balance it in, learn how to work around it, take control, rather than just cutting it out and adding it back after, okay? Because then your calories and everything's going to be totally wonky and off, and you'll lose your results. I promise you, this is the best way to do it if you want to make it a lifestyle, is balance it all in, okay? So continue with the routine that you've been doing. Now, we'll touch on that in a second here. So the fitness side of things. So now that you're consuming a little more calories, you can actually go a little harder in the gym. So, I mean, ramp it up, keep progressing, don't stop as well, okay? If one day you get to the point where you're so satisfied with your results and you really don't care as much anymore, you can go 2 times a week, full body workouts, and go as hard as possible when you're in the gym there or at home working out, and that should help you like maintain your physical results as long as the nutrition's on track and you're getting your steps in. But I recommend just keep with your routine. Okay, if you want, even progress farther. If you're doing 2 times per week, go 3 times. If you're doing 3 times, go 4 times. Switch it up. Progress, keep going, set more goals, and also I'd recommend you can also push harder as well because you have more energy in you. But I would also recommend switch things up. So every 4 months or so, you'd want to switch it up so your body's not really adapting to it. Our bodies can adapt to things so easily. It's actually amazing how our bodies can adapt to our circumstances and our environments and everything's going around us. It is truly amazing. Our bodies are so strong. Like you could, one of my friends told me they talked to this heroin addict who was a functioning heroin addict, and they've been doing it for 12 years, and it's like they're still alive. They look healthy and stuff. It's like it blew my mind to hear that. But it's so. Anyways, off on a tangent there. Switch things up every 4 months, so that way you can keep making the progress you want. Keep making sure that your workouts are effective as well. And as Arnold Schwarzenegger, the famous bodybuilder, says, shock the muscle. Okay, that's what you want to do. Shock the muscle. Don't let your body get used to the routine too much. So switch things up about every 4 months or so, we'll say. Now, the next thing, number 3, this is one of the most important things I'll talk about here today, besides number 4. Number 3 is your goals and furthering your education. So, what I mean by this is you need more goals, okay? You need more goals. If not, you're going to lose the purpose, you're going to forget about your why, and you're going to quit working out eventually. You're going to fall off. You need something to keep you driven and purposeful and passionate, okay? A lot of people in general, we strive better when we have goals in place. I don't know why this one of my favorite shirts, everyone, is stretched now. I don't know what happened. But we need goals. We need something to work towards. As people, that's how we are. Even way, way back in the day, we could take groups and groups of people and build these humongous buildings and stuff, and we're so powerful. But we need goals. We need to have something to work towards. It gives us purpose. It makes us feel good internally. You don't want to just be, going through the motions. You want to work towards something, okay? And also builds your confidence too. So set goals, okay? Set more goals for yourself. So once you lose the weight, maybe it's you want to hit a body fat percentage. Maybe you want to go run a 5K in a certain amount of time. Maybe you want to lift a certain amount of weight, get you really strong. Whatever it may be, set yourself specific goals and actually work at them, okay? Make them realistic, tangible goals and something that you'll stick with as well. And also learn more. So just keep improving your education. Keep studying more advanced stuff about working out, how to progress, how to get better, how to build better muscles. Maybe I have some clients in here who want to end up going to become professional, not bodybuilders, but on stage, flexing and stuff like that. Do a show, a competition, little things like that. So keep setting your goals. Don't ever stop setting goals. Make sure your goals keep evolving with you and your body. Now, number 4, this is the most important one here if you're serious about maintaining your results once you lost it. And this is holding your standards, okay? This is what I mean by standards, okay? So ultimately in life, you get whatever you tolerate. So if you have no self-respect for yourself, then people are probably not going to respect you as much, okay? The reason why is because you're tolerating it. It's up to you. If you don't tolerate respect or disrespect, people are going to disrespect you because they're not going to be around too long to do so. If they do it once, you cut them out and they can't do it again. You have the power. So stick to your standards, okay? So that was just an example for you. But you got to hold your standards because your standards is what got you there in the first place. So if you don't want to lose the results, you got to keep going, okay? So that means your habits. You got to hold your habits in place, your routine that you're in, the standards that you set for yourself on a day-to-day basis. I have things right here in my face that I'm looking at that I have to do for work for Coach Hayward every single day in order to for me to hit my personal goals. And it's like it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter if I want to do it or not. It's just how I do it because those are my standards that I hold for myself to help me accomplish the goals I want to accomplish in life. So you have to keep those habits in check. You have to keep that routine in check. It is so much easier when you just have a solid routine that you know that works for your goals, and then you just have to show up for yourself. Okay, you can't allow your emotions to get in the way, and this is why, again, going back to the number to the start, everybody, why you have to climb the stairs because you have to learn these things as you go on your journey. What helped me keep consistent for the over, I think it's like 7 years now, maybe. But ultimately, what helped me keep consistent on my fitness journey and allows me to progress to this day is I just hold my standards and I stick to my same exact routine as I started. Same exact routine. Okay, I go 5 times per week on average to the gym. I do my upper body. I do, I don't have to explain it, but I have a solid routine that I stick with, and I go at specific times after my work is done, and I just go and get it done. It doesn't matter if I feel like doing it. I just know at the end of the day, I got to drag my ass there either way because it's my standards. It's just going to keep me at where I want to be in life. It makes me happy overall. I might not realize in the moment, but I know overall in the grand scheme, it's only going to help me. So I got to go get it done. Okay, so the biggest thing, everyone, that's going to keep you there and to help you hold your standards is your discipline. Okay, and this is a slippery slope because science shows that it's so it's once you mess up once, it's easier to keep messing up. Okay, but it also goes the opposite. Once you wake up with no snooze, it's easier to keep that going the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day as well. Okay, so but once you slip up and you fall off one week and you eat, maybe you give into something that you didn't plan on to, you didn't want to, and you do that once, it's so much easier to keep doing it. And that's how you slip down that slide and fall off your journey. And that's why you got to keep a very close eye on your discipline. Okay, so something I would recommend for you to do when you do get to this point of when you maintain your weight loss is to review yourself weekly. Just kind of sit with yourself for 5-10 minutes or so, write on a Google Doc or whatever you write it down. I find writing things out really helps me. And then review yourself, like see what you did right, what you did wrong, what do you need to improve on. This will keep yourself accountable. Okay, accountability is key here, and it will help keep yourself accountable so you can look back and be like, okay, well, oh shoot, Caden, like you did that last week, you missed the gym twice last week. That cannot happen this week, okay? Because I know that if I do that again this week, maybe the next week I'll do it again, and it'll be easier to do the next week. And then I'm going only twice a week, and I'm going only once a week. And it just slips down, okay? It gets out of your fingers so quickly, so you have to be careful there, and you have to keep that discipline going. And that's why, again, back to number one, you have to go up the steps and build the proper discipline. Okay, discipline is a skill. It's not built overnight. It's built by you putting in the reps every single day. You want to build the mental callus. Okay, your calluses are from putting in the reps consistently. Same thing with here. You can do that as well. Okay, so that's the training for today, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this. A little quicker one for you all today. But as always, if you enjoyed this, if you stayed to the end, put down below in the comments a smiley face. If you have any questions for me, if you want to learn about any other specific trainings, drop them down below in the comments as well. And if you're interested in, if you feel like you need some help on this journey or you just want to speed up your results, whatever it may be, message me CH as well and we can see what we could possibly do up for you too. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this training. And if you have any more questions for me, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm right here to help you out. And have a great rest of your day.